Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today, driving home on a Monday. Monday Night Raw coming up tonight. We're going to feel the backlash a little bit of Saturday night's main event. Hopefully, we're going to get some answers to the WWE Unified champion Cody Rhodes, his health. Yesterday, basically, they're saying that the package pile driver given by Kevin Owens on Saturday night's main event, once the show was over, he was attacked from behind, that it seems like he's going to have some neck and back problems. It looks like Cody's going to be getting a little bit of time off. It kind of makes you think like Kevin Owens is going to be walking around with that Winged Eagle title belt, claiming that he's going to be the new WWE champion, much like a little bit of the CM Punk storyline that we never got to finish, of him being the real AEW champion, the one walking around with the spray painted X on there. We have an out-of-date world championship that we haven't seen in the WWE since the Stone Cold Steve Austin era. I don't know. A little bit of this scares me, because in my mind, I'm thinking of the Royal Rumble. Whoever wins the Royal Rumble is going to go after Cody Rhodes. As of right now, that World Heavyweight Championship that Gunther has, Gunther's one hell of a champion. But in my mind, that thing's not like second rate, like the Intercontinental or the United States Championship. But there's no way that belt is on the same level of Cody Rhodes' belt. Cody Rhodes is John Cena of the WWE. Every time I seem to think about AEW, that they didn't really let him go. But I mean, like, AEW should have given Cody Rhodes the moon. For as much as AEW is not really firing on all cylinders as of right now, they could have the hottest guy. No, dude, that kind of makes me sound sus right there. But I mean, like, they could have like the number one guy in all of wrestling right now. You can debate whether if Cody Rhodes is the best wrestler, this, that, or the other. But when it comes to, selling merchandise, whether if it comes to selling tickets to, fans yelling and screaming from the rafters, Cody Rhodes is that dude. And it's funny how Cody was in AEW. Cody always had like a main storyline, but they did that stupid storyline right at the beginning that Cody would never be the champion. Whether if that was because he was in management, he didn't want to be looked at as if, sort of like what people thought of Dusty, was that he was a booker, and he booked himself to be the champion. Dude, if you're the number one guy, you're the number one guy. Even if you're the guy with the pencil in the back saying who's going to win or lose and who's going to be putting people over. It just really surprises me that AEW didn't throw the jet at the guy. Whatever it would have taken to keep him there, keep him there. I know that there was a lot of rumors that he wanted to be the head booker. He didn't want, Tony Khan to be saying this, that, or the other. Why they couldn't do it together, I don't know. But let's just get back on page. We're 4 minutes in, and we haven't really got to what we're down to. Now, when it comes to the Royal Rumble, I think there's only a few names that really have a chance to win the Rumble. But there is a lot of people with main storylines that are really big in WWE. I think when it comes to the Rumble, I'm still holding on to The Rock has to win the Rumble for us to have Cody Rhodes versus The Rock. That was the storyline that they set up last year, the night after WrestleMania. You can debate at Bad Blood in Atlanta whether if the Rock was, doing the hand motion and calling out Cody, or he was calling out Roman. We could get The Rock at WrestleMania and he wrestles against Roman to see who is going to be the real tribal chief. Maybe that is the storyline that they're going to be setting up. I swung and I missed. I knew that they were going to do one more match for Saturday night's main event. I really thought Saturday night's main event was going to be Roman versus Solo, but they're going to do that on the Monday Night Raw debut of Netflix, and hopefully some storyline goes down. The Rock is in the commercial, so The Rock could show up. So, although I'm holding out that I think The Rock wins the Rumble, he is my number one guy. We still have John Cena. John Cena is making his return to the WWE. He tweeted out from his... Oh, I messed that up. He didn't tweet it out. He Insta'd it out. He Instagrammed it. He put up a picture of the Winged Eagle Championship. Everybody knows the quest for Cena to take the title reigns record from Ric Flair. Some people say that the 16-time champion Ric Flair isn't really true. Flair dropped the championship sometimes when he was doing tours of Puerto Rico, and it wasn't classified as a real title reign because of the fact it wasn't acknowledged by the NWA or WCW that way. I don't know. 16 time is 16 time. Ric Flair can say whatever he wants to once he's retired, but when he was always in WWE, when he was always in WCW, that's the number that he claimed. So that's the number that they go with as the record. Cena tied that record at the Rumble a few years ago. That was more than a few years ago when he beat when he beat AJ Styles. That was the Rumble that was in Arizona, I think. I think that was 2017. I want to guess is what year that was. That really was a long time ago. Cena's last run in WWE, I don't think he's just coming back to, kiss babies and hug fat chicks. I think he's coming back to have one hell of a real run that he can hang his hat on and say that he did it all in WWE and he gave everything to them until the day that he said he was done. I think that, he was out making movies, he was making money, he was, pushing that career along. But the one year that he only got to wrestle one match, and he showed up on that last SmackDown of the year, and it was Owens and Cena against Roman and Solo, I think that Cena really missed it. And I think that he, went to WWE and said that he wanted to have one more run, and he thinks that, it doesn't really count if you just show up for WrestleMania or SummerSlam along the way. I don't really know how many TVs, how many house shows, how many this, that's, or the others, but Cena going to WrestleMania, even though his career is not going to end at WrestleMania, it's not going to end until the end of the year, I think that him having one hell of a match against Cody Rhodes for the Universal Championship is huge. I think that Cena would be my number 2 guy. Number 3 has to be CM Punk. Punk, as of right now, I guess he's kind of storyline-less. He ended the storyline with Drew McIntyre. They beat the hell out of each other in the Hell in the Cell. He showed up and fought with the Bloodline in War Games, but he doesn't really have a prolonged storyline coming out of that as of right now. And keeping him kind of neutral to the fact that he knows that he has to focus on winning the Rumble. Everybody has always said, and I honestly believe, that one of the reasons why CM Punk left WWE, even though he didn't wrestle for the longest time, I think one of the real reasons is that he wasn't given the respect from WWE at that time. He wanted to be, a main event guy. He wanted to be the guy on the backpacks, on the lunch boxes, on the Trapper Keepers, on the t-shirts, this, that, and the other. If CM Punk was able to hold the championship for well over a year, why wasn't he ever able to hold it around WrestleMania time? CM Punk, WrestleMania 30, although it looked like he was going to have a match against Kane, should have been at least having a match against Triple H That would have made a lot more sense to what was going on in WWE and why maybe they just didn't see eye to eye on what was going down. Maybe Triple H didn't want to put over CM Punk. Maybe Punk didn't want to put over Triple H and they just couldn't come to their well-beings. I don't understand Punk being in a match against Kane. Kane's never been one of my guys that I love. You know, I don't really get excited for his matches. When his matches are over and they're fucking good, I give him his respect. I like the character. His matches to me just don't really make a lot of sense. I don't understand why he's not setting guys on fire every match. Why he's like following the rules. Why he isn't like a true heel as a monster with his powers. I don't know. He should be like making lightning and thunder come out of the clouds, kill his opponents. I don't know. His match against Randy Orton, WrestleMania 28, really, really freaking good match. But I think that Punk winning the Rumble, it makes sense. Punk versus Rhodes has a lot of storylines involved in it. We already talked about Cody leaving AEW. We all know that CM Punk left AEW. It wasn't a very pretty ending. And for them to both be on the main stage, seeing where Cody was the last time CM Punk was in WWE, for them to be, you know, main eventing night 2 of WrestleMania, makes a lot of sense. I don't really have a real strong fourth competitor for this. Fourth would have to be Drew McIntyre. Drew, I love his character because his character doesn't believe that he is a bad guy. He believes that he is the same Drew McIntyre that won the Rumble, that went to WrestleMania 36, that beat Brock Lesnar. He thinks he is the same guy, but everybody else is reacting badly around him. He believes that everybody else is the bad guy, and he's trying to point them out. Drew, to me, honestly, would be a real dark horse to be there, but I think his storyline of being, you know, the main bad guy in WWE makes a lot of sense. Other than that, I really maybe see Gunther if they want to do another champion versus champion match. We just saw this when they went over to Saudi Arabia. They had a really good match where Cody etched out a win against him. I don't know. It's not the best, but I think that, you know, Gunther is a guy. One of my favorite stats that came out of Saturday night's main event, I'm pretty sure I heard it right. It just doesn't seem like it makes sense. Gunther has been a champion in WWE 80% of the time since he's debuted. Whether that's the NXT Championship, the Euro NXT Championship, his Intercontinental title run, his run right now with the World Heavyweight belt. That's a lot of freaking time. I mean, I don't really remember when he signed with WWE, but even if he was there for a year, and it was 80% of the year, that's a long damn time. I think Gunther's been there for at least 5-6 years, I would guess, if not even longer. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know, am I holding on to The Rock? I mean, I understand, like, if a movie is going to pay him, you know, millions and millions of dollars, it makes more sense to go do that rather than have to do like the Raws and the press conferences that lead up to WrestleMania. Maybe he doesn't have 100% of the time in order to do it, but I don't know. I've said this a lot. I'm sure he had a lot of fun at last year's WrestleMania. I don't remember any rumors about him getting hurt, like how he tore the stomachs and his muscles at WrestleMania 29 that he loved telling people that he worked through to do Hercules because he didn't want to let the crew members down. So he did it hurt. But I don't know, man. I know it's a different time. It's a different era. I just feel like WWE has always gone with, if they can't deliver it, they're not going to tease it. And I mean, The Rock being in the commercials for Monday Night Raw fueled my fire even more. I think that they've teased Cody versus Rock for a year. And although it's not like the Cena versus Rock for WrestleMania 28, when, they told us a year ahead of time when they challenged each other at the Raw after WrestleMania, and we had basically the countdown clock. And the one thing that I didn't like about that was that they basically had to put Cena on ice come January, because you knew that he wasn't going to win the Rumble. He wasn't going to win the Elimination Chamber, because he already had his eyes on The Rock. He already had his shot. So you knew he wasn't going to be in those title pictures. Maybe if you would have had The Rock there after Survivor Series, maybe you could have teased The Rock helping Cena, because they already had a match against each other. And maybe The Rock would be hoping that if Cena was champion, then his match would be a championship shot, and that would be his shot to winning the championship. Maybe they could have done something like that, and it would have made a lot of fun. But I don't know. I'm holding my breath until number 30 comes out. That I think The Rock's going to be there. And The Rock is my pick. And I'm not saying I wouldn't love Cena, because I'd be going nuts for Cena. I'd be going nuts for CM Punk. And then Drew McIntyre at least can point at and be like, I told you so. I thought about him. But as we get closer, you let me know. I didn't even mention Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is going to be running around with that championship. I think that that's just hyping up the Saturday night's main event that's going to be coming up. The next one. I think they're just going to do Cody versus Kevin and just go from there. Kevin's a guy that I love. I think it's cool that he's doing it now. Maybe even they blow it off at the Rumble itself. But, because somebody has to have a match against Cody, you would think. But, I don't know. I don't see Kevin Owens winning the Rumble.